Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 15 of chapter 1. Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha
Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha
Devadattam Dhananjayaha
Devadattam Dhananjayaha
Poundram Dadhmau Mahashankham
Poundram Dadhmau Mahashankham
Bhima-karma Vrikodaraha
Bhima-karma Vrikodaraha.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Panchajanyam.
Panchajanyam.
The conch shell named Panchajanya.
The conch shell named Panchajanya.
Krishika Ishaha.
Rishika Ishaha.
Rishikesha.
Rishikesha.
Krishna, the Lord who directs the senses of the devotees.
Krishna, the Lord who directs the senses of the devotees.
Devadattam.
Devadattam.
The conch shell named Devadatta.
The conch shell named Devadatta.
Dhanam Jayaha.
Dhanam Jayaha.
Dhananjaya.
Dhananjaya.
Arjuna, the winner of wealth.
Arjuna, the winner of wealth.
Poundram.
Poundram.
The conch named Poundra.
The conch named Poundra.
Dadhamau.
Dadhamau.
Blue.
Blue.
Mahashankham.
Mahashankham.
The terrific conch shell.
The terrific conch shell.
Bhima-karma.
Bhima-karma.
One who performs Herculean tasks.
One who performs Herculean tasks.
Vrika-udaraha.
Vrika Udaraha.
The voracious eater. Bhima.
The voracious eater. Bhima.
Translation. Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna
Blew his conch shell.
blew his conch shell
Called Panchajanya.
called Panchajanya.
Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta.
Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta.
And Bhima, the voracious eater.
And Bhima, the voracious eater.
And performer of Herculean tasks.
And performer of Herculean tasks.
Blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra.
Blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra.
So the conch shells have been blown now on both sides. So now Pandavas are blowing their conch shells. One more verse is there about the conch shells, which talks about Sagothradashtarashnanam. Yeah. So this is the conch shells blown by the other two brothers. Lord Krishna is referred to as Hrishikesha in this verse because he is the owner of all senses. The living entities are part and parcel of him, and therefore the senses of the living entities are also part and parcel of his senses. The impersonalists cannot account for the senses of the living entities, and therefore they are always anxious to describe all living entities as senseless or impersonal. So, as we mentioned yesterday, each name of the Lord is used with a specific purpose in mind to invoke a particular meaning, to invoke a particular emotion. Here, Hrishikesha means the Lord is the controller of all of our senses. He is the owner of our senses, and therefore he controls our senses indirectly. And therefore, our senses are part of his senses because we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So here, Prabhupada is talking about another category of believers. They call themselves Mayavadis or the impersonalists who don't believe that the Lord has a form. Therefore, They think the Jivatma in its original state also, not only does it not have form, and because if you don't have form, then you don't have any senses, you don't have any feelings. Therefore, they are called impersonal. The Lord, situated in the hearts of all living entities, directs their senses. But he directs in terms of the surrender of the living entity. And in the case of a pure devotee, he directly controls the senses. So Prabhupada is explaining here, why is Krishna called Hrishikesha? And how is he actually controlling your senses? How is he the master of all the senses ultimately? Well, if you're surrendered to Krishna, then he is anyway a part of your life. If you're a pure devotee of Krishna, then Krishna is in complete control of your life. He's orchestrating everything. But if you've not surrendered to Krishna, then he will allow Maya Devi to control you and your activities. Yeah. So how does Krishna control our senses? In relation to our level of surrender. The more surrendered we are, the more Krishna is in control of our senses. The less surrendered we are, then Krishna's energy controls you. Which Krishna's energy controls you? Maya Devi. He directly controls the senses. Here on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Lord directly controls the transcendental senses of Arjuna, and thus his particular name of Hrishikesha. The Lord has different names according to his different activities. For example, his name is Madhusudana because he killed the demon of the name Madhu. His name is Govinda because he gives pleasure to the cows and to the senses. His name is Vasudeva because he appeared as a son of Vasudeva. His name is Devaki Nandana because he accepted Devaki as his mother. His name is Yashoda Nandana because he awarded his childhood pastimes to Yashoda at Vrindavana. His name is Partha Sarathi because he worked as charioteer of his friend Arjuna. Similarly, his name is Hrishikesha because he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So each name of the Lord has a specific meaning, and some of those meanings have to do with his qualities. Some of the meanings have to do with his activities. Some of the meanings are construed from his relationship with his pure devotees, like Yashoda, Nandana, Devaki, Nandana. Nanda. Yeah. Arjuna is referred to as Dhananjaya in this verse because he helped his elder brother in fetching wealth when it was required by the king to make expenditures for different sacrifices. So typically in those days, a king would send out his representatives to go and collect tax in order to perform yajnas. So here, Arjuna is known to be very effective when he goes around the world collecting taxes from different kingdoms, because it is said that the Pandavas, Yudhishthira was the king of kings. So all kings bowed down to him. Even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that in one of the shlokas, it states that Arjuna's grandson, Parikshit Maharaj, was also such a pious king that the other kings would bow down to him. So they are called king of kings. So there was smaller kingdoms being ruled by kings, and then those kings also had a superior authority in the form of a super king, you could say. Similarly, Bhima is known as Brikodara because he could eat as voraciously as he could perform Herculean tasks, such as killing the demon Hidimba. So the particular types of conch shell blown by the different personalities on the side of the Pandavas, beginning with the lords, were all very encouraging to the fighting soldiers. On the other side, there were no such credits, nor the presence of Lord Krishna, the supreme director, nor that of the goddess of fortune. So they were predestined to lose the battle, and that was the message announced by the sounds of the conch shells. So we'll come to the shloka later. So essentially, the names indicate the mood and the pastimes and the qualities of these different personalities, not just the lords, right? So every name has a meaning. All of our names also have a meaning, you know. And but here the meaning is attributed to a particular quality that the person possesses, or a particular pastime that person has performed. So in this way, not only do the personalities have name, interestingly, even the conch shells have name. So each person's conch shell also has a name attributed to it. And behind that conch shell, there may be other pastimes on how the conch shells got those names and what were the pastimes behind those conch shells as well.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.